attending the gay pride parade, if that's your thing, is not inherently sinful. It just depends on what types of activities you are participating in. Much like everything else out in the world, we need to be discerning and be vigilant about not doing something that would go against our values. So as Christians, we can still attend these things and not let the world affect us. So what I like to do when I do attend, which I have only done 2 times, is to just watch the programs. Who's speaking, what are the contests, who's performing, what types of foods there. Watch the parade. I even participated in the parade 9 years ago as part of the place I worked at. We had a float, and I handed out rainbow bracelets as we walked down the parade. And I really felt like at the end of the day that my hands probably would have caused the flu with the amount of hands I have touched throughout that parade. I have never tried alcohol. It's not my thing. I've never tried drugs. It's not my thing. Bathroom, which is just a whole bunch of porta potties that are quite disgusting to use. And not only that, it seems to be the place where people actually smoke pot. And 9 years ago, marijuana was not legal in the state of California. So I can only imagine how much worse it is now, considering how even though legally it's supposed to be recreational use in your own home and not out in public, I don't think people actually care about that because people still smoke in public. And 9 years ago, people were smoking illegally in public. So that's the type of scene that exists amongst all of the fun with the music and the food and the colorful things around. I don't really cuss. It's not my thing. I'm very particular about the types of things I consume. I don't even like to take medication if I don't need to, if I can avoid it. And that's funny to say as somebody who works in the medical field. So to me, being in these types of environments, even though it's not really my thing, I am fine with it because I am not tempted by all of the things that are around me. And of course, this being a parade about your sexual orientation or the like, there would be people there who also display their sexual kinks, which is also not my thing. So you might encounter people who are giving you flyers about after parties in certain clubs that engage in certain sexual kinks, such as BDSM, leather parties, I think something called the black and white party, which is something like people wear costumes, all white, all black clothes with masks. I don't know. I don't really know anything about these things because I don't attend them. As I said, partying is not my thing. Every year, the gay affirming non-denominational church I attended had a booth there where they tell people more about Jesus and try to dispel myths and misinformation in regards to homosexuality and the Bible. And so,
I know people like to say that gay pride is reminiscent of the sin of pride, but actually using the word pride there is just an antonym of shame. So it's just to encourage people or the gay community not to be shameful of who they are because there's nothing to be ashamed of. And it has nothing to do with the sin of pride where you think yourself better than everyone else, that everyone else is beneath you, and you can take advantage of everyone else because they are less than. The problem with gay people is not that they love themselves too much, is that they don't have any love for themselves. So empowering them to love themselves is actually to get them to the baseline level of self-love, to not want to harm themselves, to accept themselves as they are, and not think of themselves unworthy of love. Because if we do not love ourselves, then we do not have love to give. You cannot give anything that you do not have. You do not understand the concept of love if you don't love yourself. That's why it says, love others, treat others as you would like to be treated. If you don't have any self-respect, then you're okay with being treated poorly because you treat yourself poorly as well. So that's just to say that people are deserving of love. They are cherished. They don't deserve to be treated poorly. Nobody wants them to kill themselves. And to think otherwise would be unfortunate.